There are a number of very interesting practices that actually use the same test.
Yeah.
And the one that I want to bring in here is improv acting and improv comedy. The reason that improv comedians and actors
improvising,
exactly, are able to do such brilliant work without any previous coordination.
Right.
They build these tremendous structures of creativity on the stage in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Without any planning beforehand. And the way that they're able to do it was with a few very simple rules. Their core rule is say yes. And this consent-based decision-making is improv for organizations. So, of course, the stage is a safe space. So they don't have any large rotating blades or anything that's going to, wipe them out and ruin their ability to work together going forward. So they just have say yes. Within the organizational context, we have the ability to say, hey, there's a danger sign. And that's really important. If it's gonna break everything, you really want to know. It's key.
Yeah.
It's vital that information gets up the organization.
Absolutely.
But if it's not dangerous, if it's not going to wipe you out, say yes. Say yes as soon as you possibly can. Don't spend any more time in the meeting than you absolutely have to. It's an experiment. Say yes and go forwards. Very often, 6 months down the road when you come back to look at the result of the experiment, either it worked just fine, or there's a small change you can make that'll make it work better.
You're saying yes to an experiment, which is also interesting.
That's right.
Because some people might react to what you're saying in different ways. I mean, obviously it saves unnecessary hassle and argument in meetings, which are not going to lead anywhere really.
And there's a huge amount of time that gets wasted on that kind of
that's
stuff.
where people will really appreciate this sort of thing. I mean, I have tried, some of the decision-making practices and rules in collaborative governance and sociocracy. And you can really make them work for you. You kind of need to internalise them almost, but initially you can have a checklist for the group and someone actually using it.
I mean, there is a very specific process, and I highly recommend that you get somebody who's trained to come in and run through that process with you.
Yes.
Because in addition to this test, there's a recipe book of exactly how to work through it.
Yes. You've got to have someone who knows from experience. We can't just follow a recipe off the internet or something.
That's right. Well, I mean, you can.
You can, but you need to have the experience guide as well.
Absolutely. I would say, by all means, use what you can get off the internet and try it out. But on the other hand, if you're having any difficulty, contact somebody who knows how to do it, because chances are you're not doing the thing that we were telling you to do. You're doing something that you have habitually done in the past.
Nate, I'm going to stop you there.